Hey, 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 what is going on, everyone out there on Facebook? It is Summer Jeronimo, and I hope you are doing absolutely amazing. Tonight, we are talking about 5 keys for out-of-town sponsoring. So, if you are just jumping on, I'd love to hear where it is you are coming in from. Go ahead and drop your city, your state, your country, whatever you're feeling for tonight. And love to see who we have on. So I'm just going to look on my phone to see who we have. I'm out of Houston, Texas for the time being. See if I can get this pulled up. So let's talk about this, my friends. Have you ever seen people whose team seems to kind of grow like wildfire? Like, they may be in one city, and before you know it, they have people here, they have people there, they have people all over the place. And you're wondering, like, how do they do that? Have you ever wondered that? If you have, drop a 3 in the comment section, because we are going to be talking about that very thing tonight. So I'm going to try and find you guys on my phone. I am streaming from my computer. All right. What's up, Mike? Who else do we have? I got Miss Angie from Idaho. Great to see you. Hey, hey, Chris. How are ya? Angel, great to see you. Guys, this may not only be a live stream for you, but perhaps for some people in your team. Maybe you have people in your team and they are out of towners as we speak. Or perhaps maybe you have some people and they're wanting to build, an international team or a team that's throughout the country. That is what we're talking about. So great to see you all jumping on. If you're live, put a live in the comment section. If you're watching the replay, drop the word replay. So let's talk about this. Have you seen people and you know that maybe they just started in their backyard with their friends and their family, and before you know it, their team has grown to, a couple hundred people or even a couple of thousand people? Like, how does that happen? How is that possible? Well, I can tell you, I was first introduced to this idea, this concept, this way of thinking about building a business a number of years ago. And it was crazy because, at that time, my husband and I, we were living in Florida, and we, in Florida is kind of slower, everyone's kind of chill, and we're on island time, right? And what I was noticing is that people in different states were kind of catching the drift of what was going on. There was a buzz, there was an excitement, and it just started spreading. And these people were hungry, they were excited, they were ready to do this. And before you know it, we found ourselves traveling to Georgia and to different states, to Ohio and to the Midwest, all over the country, because the team just started to spread and started to grow. And it was a great experience, completely awesome. And what's nice about having team all throughout the country, wherever you live in. If you're in the United States, drop a USA down below. I know we have some people from Africa that tune in and from the UK. So whatever country you're coming in from, drop it in the comment section. So what's crazy is that, the team started to grow, the team started to spread, and that there's actually kind of a system for how you can do this. We can build in our backyard, and I think you always want to start locally, especially if you're doing a lot of face-to-face stuff. But before you know it, you're going to have people that are on your list, and they have people in different places, and they're like A players, like they're people that could really make a difference in your business. But how do we get them in the team, and then how do we help them launch successfully so that they start getting some growth and some traction? That's what we're going to talk about. So I hope you're ready. If you're ready, drop a "I'm ready" in the comment section. All right, so the first thing is actually going to start with you. This is kind of the foundation for how you build a successful business throughout the country, okay? The first thing starts with prospecting up. So if it's you doing the prospecting, you definitely want to prospect up. If it's people in your team, you want to tag them. You want to share this with them so that they can jump on and join us, because we're going to talk about what that means. Prospecting up basically is kind of like this, okay? Let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, if 1 is like somebody that still lives with mom and dad, or they're just not overly ambitious, and 10 is like the most successful person you know. It's like somebody that They actually make you incredibly nervous to talk to them. They could be awesome, but they're also really successful already, right? And so, on a scale of 1 to 10, let's say we are somewhere in the middle. Like we're, 5, 6, 7, something like that. Our goal is to talk to people that are our ambition level, our skill level, and our income level and above. And when we do that, when we bring quality people to the table, if you bring quality, you will get quantity. If you just try and slam whoever in, sometimes there's people that they're kind of like low-hanging fruit, like they're easy to talk to, you're comfortable with them, they maybe look up to you. That's all cool, but here's the deal. You and I both know it takes intensity, it takes tenacity, it takes perseverance to build a business successfully. So if we think that we're going to bring on somebody and they're in some other part of the country and they don't have any local support, they don't have any local team, they don't have any backup, like they are the pioneer, and you see them out there with their machete, cutting the path through the wilderness. We need strong people for that, right? Like we cannot have people that are not up to the challenge, right? With great challenge comes great reward, but there is the great challenge that we need to overcome. So what do we do and how do we do that? We want to look for those A players, people that are already leaders, people that maybe they own a small business. Like, who do you know that maybe they run a hair salon, or maybe they are, maybe they're a restaurant owner, or they own the dry cleaner business. They're already business minded, and maybe they put a lot of money into a retail location, and you could be a breath of fresh air that helps, show them another way of doing business. Who else are we looking for? Well, who do you know that maybe works on commission? Sometimes we have people and they work on, put this on silent, they work on commission, like people that are in real estate or people that are in mortgages or people that are in some sort of sales. Commission-based people are great because they know that they have to get up and go. Like no one's going to hold their hand and do it for them. If they don't do it, then they understand innately that there's nothing to get paid on, right? And so those kind of people are good. How about people that are like the mouth of the South, right? They know everybody. They got connections all over town. Maybe they have relationships in that city that go back a long time. Those are the type of people that we're looking for. Oftentimes I hear people, they'll say to me, who am I looking for? How do I get people that get it? It's funny because when you talk to people that they don't have tons of ambition or they don't have any money or they haven't had success in their life, they will tell you everything that's wrong with your business. Like it's crazy. But when you talk to people that they've already had success, like my husband, I don't know where he met this dude, but we love to prospect wherever we're at, right? And so he was out and about. I think he was at maybe like Starbucks or Panera. He met this guy, ended up talking. He ended up prospecting him. The guy makes like, I don't know, $250,000 a year. Like he's doing well. He has a couple businesses that he runs. My husband said, hey, are you open? The guy's like, I am always open for making money, right? And so, those are the kind of people we're looking for. We're looking for people that have that get up and go. So that's the first thing, is number one, we have got to recruit up. This is key numero uno, right? Number one. All right, number two is obviously we want to share whatever it is that we're doing with them. So you might start by sharing a video, or you may do like a Zoom meeting or something where you're able to connect with them, more personally. You get to decide, whatever the case may be. But, I would start with, hey, let's go through our phone. Let's go through our email list. Let's go through our Facebook and see who do we have that we feel are like awesome. And maybe they're out of town, and that's okay. And a lot of times people are intimidated by people that are not in their backyard, especially if everything that they've been doing has always been face-to-face. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you have some people like that right now on your list that perhaps maybe you haven't hit them up yet because they would be awesome, but you're not quite sure how this whole thing works? If you do, put a I do in the comment section. All right, so number one is we want to prospect up. Number two is we want to share with them what we have. Number three is we have to help launch them. This is essential. This is essential if they're in your backyard, but it's even more essential if they are across the country. Because again, there's no system that they're plugging into local. You are the ambassador for that system, for your training, for whatever that person's going to do. Remember, whatever they do is going to duplicate. If it's something good, it's going to duplicate. If it's something bad, it's going to duplicate. So we want to kind of show them the path so that they can get in and out of the gates quickly, so that they can have success in their business. So what does that look like exactly? Have you ever wondered about that? So launching new people. This is really, really important. And to be honest with you, it's one of my personal pet peeves, because so many times I see people and they are awesome at sponsoring. Like, they can sponsor like crazy. They're slamming them in. But the problem with that is, as soon as they put them in, they're kind of like slipping out the back door, like the revolving door, right? And so how do we insulate that? How do we help more people that we put in stay in? And the answer to that, my friend, is two things. Launch them and help them make money. So what does the launch look like? Well, your company may have some type of launch training, like a getting started training, something that's going to teach them the 1, 2, 3s of what to do. I'll give you kind of a basic overview of it. And you can kind of do this with them over the phone or over a Zoom meeting, or obviously if your company has a video, have them watch the video. Like, we have some team training videos that we put together because we wanted to make sure there was a very in-depth step-by-step thing for what do they do to get started. We also, as new people join our team, we'll make sure that we send out like a welcome text message that has an audio track for how to get started as well. So we try and make sure we cover these bases. But what do you do? Well, if you're sitting with someone and they're across the country, I would, once you have them in and they're ready to roll, first and foremost, say, hey, I'm so excited for you. What do you see in this for yourself? What do you want out of all of this? And listen to their dreams, listen to their goals. And say, okay, perfect. Well, I know we just got you all set up. Your order is going to be coming out to you. You have your ID so you can log in. You can check out your back office. But the very most important thing is we want to set up a game plan specifically for your dreams and your goals. So you set up another time, like within 24 to 48 hours, that you can reconnect with that person. And basically the purpose of what you're going to go through, what you kind of want to get across in that meeting is, number one, you want to kind of find out what is their why, what is their goal, what are their dreams. The second thing is, obviously, you want to get their list. So you should have them, get a notepad together and say, hey, between now and tomorrow, we're going to kind of be putting a game plan together. So start thinking of people that you know. And they're not necessarily people we're going to contact. Just think of people that you know, and I want you to put them down on paper. Now, if you guys are doing this long distance, which obviously you are, then they can either write it on paper and take a picture with their phone, or if they're more savvy and want to do it on the computer, they can use like an Excel spreadsheet or like a Word document or something like that. So they get their list of names. You meet with them. You're talking to them on the phone or you're talking to them on Zoom. And at this point, you want to kind of explain to them, like, how do we share what we share? Let them know, hey, this is some of the things that you can say. These are some of the things that you can do. If your company's doing one-on-ones or home parties or video shares or whatever it is, kind of give them a lay of the land of, hey, this is how we talk to people in our own backyard. And then tell them who we're looking for. Just like how we talked about, the top people that we want to have join our team. Well, to be honest with you, that's true whether you're local or you're across the country, right? Like, we always want A players. We always want leaders. We always want connectors in the community. We always want people of influence. That's the type of people that are the very best people for what we do in network marketing. So kind of let them know about that. Oftentimes people will have preconceived notions where maybe they're thinking like, I'm in a health and nutrition business, or I'm in a skincare business, or I'm in a travel business. And they think right off the bat, like, who can be my customer? And while who can be my customer is totally awesome, customers are extremely valuable. They're not the fastest way to duplicate, right? They're the fastest way to maybe grow your residual that you personally done, but the fastest way to duplicate, and we want to help that person duplicate, is to recruit. And so that's what we're going to talk to them about. All right, so we went through the first three. If you know what they are and you want to be extra special, you can drop some notes in the comment section. The first one is obviously prospect up. The second thing is, share what it is that you have. The third thing is do their launch, get their launch training underway. Number 4 is we want to help them set some kind of goals. Now, sometimes when you do recruit someone and they're across the country, they are going to want to have you come there and help them, And so what do? You might want to set some kind of goal for that person that says, hey, our first goal is this. You want to hit a bonus in the company. You have something you have to do in the first 30 days, but help them and let them know that you're going to be there to help and support them along the way. Like you may be doing Zoom meetings, or you may be doing conference calls, or you may be doing different things to help them hit their goals. And perhaps if they want you to come to their area, you step up and be the leader and say, hey, you know what? When you have 10 new recruits, I'm going to fly out there. I'm going to help you. We'll all, get a chance to meet each other in person, and we'll get this thing kicked off in your city. And so set a goal for them so that they have something that they're going to be running for. And the last part is very important. And step number 5, key number 5, is continued support. Like you have to continue to support these people now that they've joined your team. What we'll see sometimes is, someone will get started, they'll get up and they'll get going, but if that leader doesn't kind of continue to take them by the hand along the process, along their journey, then it's easy for that team to maybe have some initial growth and then to start fizzling out because they don't really know what they're doing, and they really need you to be the backbone of the community, to be something that's there, that's really going to support them for the long haul. So I'll just share, like for me personally, as we've had different teams kind of sprout up all throughout the country and even in different countries, as we saw them grow and as we set those goals for them, we also continued to support them. We also would, make a point to go back to those markets as long as we continue to see, new growth and new activity. Every 4 to 6 weeks, we would kind of get out there and support them, love on them, edify them. A lot of time, this is a great time to do like awards, like have team awards. I don't care if you're giving away certificates. I don't care if maybe you had some little trophies done. In our team, we have some different leadership pins that we give out. Do something so that it's not only a time where you're focused on business, but there's a lot of camaraderie there, right? There's a lot of togetherness. There's a lot of, team spirit and just a culture where it's not just about the company. It's not just about the product. It's not just about making money, but like you really have an incredible relationship that you build with everyone and a community that people want to be a part of. So those are the 5 keys that you can use for out-of-town sponsoring if you have a goal and a vision of having, a team that literally is going 24/7. If you like to see your business growing while you sleep, then these are some things that you can do and you can put into practice. And if right now you're at a spot in your life where you're definitely wanting to go to the next level, you're wanting to rank advance, you're wanting to, start seeing that continual growth. There's nothing more exciting than starting to see the things that you had hoped about, starting to see the things that, you saw happening for other people, but you start seeing it in your business. You start seeing it in your back office. You start seeing those bonuses start to roll through, and you might get, a paycheck on a certain day, and you look at it and there's some extra zeros on that check, maybe a couple commas, right? I mean, it is pretty cool. It's pretty exciting. And, there's been so many people that have gone before you in our industry, in our profession, and they've knocked it out of the park. And you know what? You can do this. You can do this as well. There's no reason why you can't succeed in this profession if you just decide that your time is now. If you say, you know what? Hey, I'm going to commit to my future. It's going to be a challenge. Will not tell you it won't be. It's going to be times where you're learning and you're growing and you have to kind of go through the process, but honor the struggle. Honor it. Kind of think of it as like a rite of passage, right? Like, remember that movie 300 where the guy goes out and he starts off as a kind of a scrawny kid, but, he had to go out into the wilderness and conquer the wolf, right? And sometimes we have different things that we have to conquer, whether it's conquering fear, whether it's, dealing with our own insecurities, whether it's getting rid of some baggage of the past that maybe has been holding us back. Do you know what I'm talking about? If you do, put a yes in the comment section. And so, if that's you, then I have something that will help you. It's an extra resource, and it's called the 10 Steps for Rank Advancing. And I don't have it up there now, but I will drop a link in the comment section so you can have access to it. What you'll want to do is right when we jump off, you click on that link, and it will take you to a place where you enter your email, and you'll get access to that special bonus training. And this is something that put together earlier in the year. We've already seen so many different people go through it, and the testimonies I'm getting are just, they're awesome. So I can't wait to hear your testimony next. And also, if you'd like to hear, every time I'm going live or we have ongoing training, if you haven't noticed and maybe you've been following me on my personal page, I'm totally maxed out over there. So I'm starting to do some more stuff on my business page. That's kind of the primary spot I'm going to be. And if you'd like to get notifications of when I'm coming on, you can drop a 1 in the comment section. You're going to see a special little robot that's going to message you back, and just say yes, that you want to hear about notifications the next time I go live, and I'll be sure to include you. You can also drop your email there if you'd like to get my ongoing insiders updates, which is the latest and greatest in network marketing, and of course, continual and ongoing training. So that is it, my friends. It's been so great spending time with you. I hope you go out there and you make this your week. Like, you don't play around with things any longer. You commit to your business. You commit to your goals. We're going right now into the holiday season, into the time where all the other distractions come up. But use the things that are the most important to you as a motivator instead of a distraction, as something that drives you, as something that propels you. Just know this, it's not forever. You don't have to go hardcore forever. We've been so very blessed. We've traveled all over the country. We've been to different countries, many different countries. I've been to the beaches of the world, been around the world, and had the opportunity to choose, what we want to do with our time. We have the opportunity to, get up when we finish sleeping. I mean, things like that. It can happen for you. You can do this. So take the first step. I'll drop that link there so you can get the 10 steps for rank advancing. Drop a 1 in the comment section if you want ongoing updates. And I will see you all next time. Take care and be blessed.